The city doesn't have unlimited resources. We are required to pay these pension benefits to these folks that, as I said before, have spent their entire career serving the city and its residents, and they deserve to have their funds and their pensions fully funded, and the city is obligated to do that. And if we keep going the way we can, we won't be able to meet those obligations. And what's going to happen then? I mean, if you think about it, there's about 400,000 public employees in New York City. If you add to that one or two family members that they would be responsible for in their old age, a spouse or whatever, you're talking about several percentage of the entire city's population. What happens if those folks can't meet their obligations because they can't receive their pension benefits? The city would be in big trouble, big trouble. And that's why we need to address this. The time has come. The economy is in bad shape right now. There are many that are saying, well, you know, we've turned the corner, things are on their way back up. I disagree. I think we're in for the long haul here. And again, these pension benefits are basically, for a lot of people, all that they have in their old age. And we need to make sure we can live up to those obligations and responsibilities.
How would you create an office that operates out of an ethical stance?
Well, the first step, I think, came from Attorney General Cuomo's office in terms of he recommended some ethics standards, how pension funds should be managed, to avoid the use of middlemen, which is actually the subject of this pending litigation and investigation at the state level. We should definitely adopt those standards, and we should go beyond that. We need to create a system of transparency, of accountability, where things are posted online. Why is a certain broker chosen as opposed to another broker? What are the results of that broker? What sort of execution has he done for the city? How did that compare with the other broker that did it last year? Which broker is doing better? Which broker saves the city more money? You need a background in finance and compliance to be able to make those sort of evaluations. Those evaluations aren't even being made right now because the system is broken. It simply exists to serve the interests of a select few insiders, an elite group of lawyers, accountants, brokers, etc. We need to open the system up. We need to make sure that all brokers have a chance to participate and be evaluated and chosen based on what's best for the beneficiaries of the funds, not the managers of the funds, not the controller, not the controller's assistant, but the beneficiaries of the fund. It's time we started putting their interests first and foremost, and not the interests of these insiders that have been reaping quite a fortune in the last few years.
Do you see an end to the current recession?
Yes, of course. America is a very resilient country. There will always be prosperity around the corner. We've got to hope and expect that that will come. Do I see an imminent end? No, I don't. Many have suggested that we've turned the corner and that we'll see an upswing toward the end of this year. I think we will be lucky to see significant improvement at the earliest toward the end of 2010.
And how does that impact on how you would conduct practice?
Sure. Well, obviously, the longer the recession drags on, the longer the bear market exists on Wall Street, the more difficult it's going to be to manage these funds in such a way that they can earn and have returns that meet their obligations. But a smart financier can make money even in a down market. Money is not made only in a bull market. You can also make money in a bear market as well. And that's the sort of experience, background that I have, that I can bring to the office and hopefully use, again, to make sure that these funds are managed in such a way that they can earn the most that they can given the economic environment, so that we can meet our obligations to our public employees, the retirees, and their families.
You mentioned that the Office of Controller is used as a stepping stone for mayor. In fact, Bill Thompson, the current controller, is running for mayor in November.
That's right. That's right. There have been many others. Liz Holtzman was a controller. Abe Beam was a controller. It's a historical practice. It seems very very common practice.
We haven't had a Republican in the office of controller since
Fiorello LaGuardia.
LaGuardia.
That's right. That's right. Well, I think it's difficult for Republicans in general to do well in New York City, notwithstanding the success of Mayor Bloomberg and Mayor Giuliani before him. Democrats outnumber Republicans in the city by a tremendous margin. I hope that given the current economic situation, given the difficult situation with the pension funds right now, that New Yorkers are sophisticated enough to look beyond party label and to say, gee, who do I want to hire as comptroller given the current economic mess we have? Don't I want to hire somebody who has the experience and the knowledge to manage these funds in a way that'll benefit the people who they're supposed to benefit and not insiders? Or do I want to hire one of these Democrats that clearly are career politicians that want to use the office as a stepping stone to run for mayor? In fact, they've essentially said that already, some of them. And I hope that that message will resonate this year and that we will be successful. We're going to do our best.